Hi everybody, Vivian Keh here today, also known as Contadina Keh all over the web. I'm here to show you just a few things you can do with some of your spritzes, your colored spritzes. This is a pomegranate SMOOCH Spritz from Clearsnap, and I'm going to be using that color today in conjunction with some of these other colors to have two really fun, easy cards. Gold Glow, Sea Kiss, and this one, this darker blue, is called Navy Twinkle. So a lot of you may be familiar with just misting onto a straight paper surface, a dry paper surface. One thing you can do is work by pre-moistening your paper surface by misting it with water, as I'm doing here. And I call this working wet into wet. So notice how I left some areas dry. Look at that beautiful, brilliant pomegranate color. And that one spritz creates so much interest. By combining water and colored mists, you are able to create interest and let the media work for you. One advantage of working on a pre-moistened surface that's been wet with water is that you don't have to commit to the spritz as heavily as you would as if you were working onto a dry cardstock surface. Notice how I can pat away areas of color that I feel are too intense. Sometimes when you're misting onto a straight, dry surface and you get a heavy spray of color, there's no turning back unless you were to gesso on top of it and start all over again. Another way of working wet into wet is to lay down your color. In this case, I laid down the pomegranate. And while it's still wet, lay down another color on top of it. Here I'm tapping out a little bit of Gold Glow. And if you were to mist some Gold Glow onto there, which has a lot of a yellow hue, you'll get some beautiful peaches and oranges in there too, because you have two primary colors that are mixing together. I love to tap color into wet media. Because you'll see as I show you some close-ups in this piece and another piece that's coming up, that the color really moves in a beautiful way, kind of like little starbursts all over your project. So it's definitely worth playing around. Different colors will react in different ways on different substrates. By substrates, I mean different paper surfaces. The piece that we just completed is going to serve as the backdrop for a card project, a little happy birthday card. This is a die from Sizzix's Life Made Simple collection, and I treated the cardstock with heavy misting of Gold Glow and Vanilla Shimmer SMOOCH Spritzes. And I smushed that around with my fingers to get a really good integrated color. I have some stills to share with you of the final card project. Really easy, a pretty little cupcake. I set those on top of pop dots and used my pomegranate piece as a backdrop with those pretty natural organic patterns. To my right, you can see another card project that I made using the exact same techniques and some beautiful mixing of color that happened working wet into wet. There's a little bit of copper SMOOCH Spritz that I added in as a last minute decision, and I worked wet into wet, tapping the copper into the blue. Another tip I'd like to share before signing off is that with these mixed media projects, sometimes there may be a concern of coordinating your pieces. My focal image has a lot of Gold Glow in it, and my background piece also has little taps of Gold Glow in it, and that helps bring the two pieces together and make them coordinate and gel in your project. I hope you'll give misting wet into wet a try, and that you'll be back for more. Contadina Keh for Clearsnap. Bye.